Welcome back everyone. We'll be doing some more exploration today, and the next episode, that's when we'll probably wrap up the game for good. So right now we are still next to the shore cave that we stopped yesterday. I just thought this is a high tide period, so I may as well go back and show off that area a little bit, and just to show off what it's like when we enter during the high tide time period. Yeah, so right now, this entire cave, when we are coming back in, this whole area that we used to be able to explore last episode, that's now completely flooded. And over here, this old man is going to tell us if we bring him 4 patches of salt and 4 shoal shells, then he'll be able to get us a shell bell. So last episode, we picked up all the patches of salt. And off screen I also picked up some shoal shells. I think I'm missing 1 right now, so we'll pick up the last shell and we can return to the old man and he'll be able to craft a shell bell for us. And the shell bell, I think we've already seen it in action by other trainers, but essentially every time you do damage, if you are holding a shell bell, then it restores a percentage of your damage dealt as health to your own Pokemon. Which makes it works basically just like any other leech life mechanic in this game. Okay, so that should be 4 of each. Let me open the bag and see if I actually have enough. So we have 4 shells and then 4 patches of salt. Yep, so we can just go back to the old man. I don't know if the shells and the salt regenerate over time. It would make sense that they do, right? Otherwise you would only be able to get 1 shell bell per run. Or maybe they don't. Or maybe they don't and you just have to live with the 1 shell bell that you have. But we turn in the shell bell. We turn in the salt and the shells to him, then he'll be able to make us a shell bell. And that's the end of that. And there's actually no way for us to go back to the icy section while we are in a high tide period to explore the lower sections of the cave. We actually have to return when it's low tide. And so that area done, and we can go back to town. And this house is actually the house of another champion that we would get to fight later on. But today, because I forgot we have to deal with the Golem quest, so I just figured we'll get that out of the way. And then we'll save all the champions for the last episodes. But now we are on to the Golem quest, and let me check and see if I get to show off Mirage Island. It's really rare to get Mirage Island, but basically Mirage Island is this island to the east of this section that we are in. Yeah, you can't see it today. Basically, Mirage Island is a... basically, it comes in and out of existence in your game depending on kind of like a randomly generated value. And that value has to match up, I think, with one of the personality values. If you guys remember the IVs and EVs, they have to match up with, or if maybe personality values are different. But basically, whether you can access that place or not is dependent on whether the randomly generated value for the day matches up with the personality value of your of a Pokemon that's in your current party. So the more Pokemon that you catch, then you have the ability to cycle them in and out of your party, and then you can kind of like gain the access that way. But I'm not trying to catch like 700 Pokemon just so I can access one tiny area, especially since the Pokemon in that area is already accessible in the main game. But yeah, so we'll be going onwards to the Golem's quest. The Golem's quest is actually really cool. So we are actually off to the area between this Pacifidlog town and Slateport city. And normally there's no way for us to access this area from Slateport town. So, but there's actually a underground section that we get to explore in between like the two towns. So if we follow this pathway, we come over here, and I already cleared out some of these trainers. Normally this fisherman over here, he will fight you, and he actually has, I think, 1 magic carp and 5 Gyarados, so it's kind of like a cool gimmick that we get to fight. But once we get past him, we come over here. And this is an already kind of cool, kind of like a cool current puzzle. You can mess up this current puzzle and you just have to start all over again. I don't think I cleared this ace trainer. And then we want to come a little bit closer to the south. And what we want to do right now is get pushed. I think I went to the wrong area. Did I? Maybe? Hopefully not. But what we want to do is get pushed into kind of like a small patch of diveable area, and from there we'll dive underwater, and we'll have to... yeah, just barely missed it. That little patch of water is where we want. It's not a big deal, just go back. Oh, I may as well show off the current pushing us towards Slateport City. Yeah, so if you miss the puzzle, then you just have to start all over. Or otherwise you get pushed over to Slateport City, which is the only exit that you can get. So this is not a big deal, we just fly back. And I think it's really cool how the developers made an entirely new explorable area for us just for the post-game. Well, I guess they did the same for Generation 2 as well. Kind of nice how they just make that a thing. Normally, for other like RPG games, you would expect once you beat the main game and that's that. But for some of these older games, they kind of just keep a post-game for the players to mess around with. Which way do I go? Okay, so last time I went too far off to the south, so I just stuck a little bit closer to the north this time. Alright, so we are good. So we want to dive under here. And there's nothing else for us to do over here. So this is the Braille puzzle, and I don't normally read Braille, so I set up like a translator that we can use to translate the instruction. So let me go over to the translator real quick, and it says go. Where's this? Up. Is it go up here? It would have to be go up here, right? There's no other input for us to do. Hopefully, right? Yes. Okay, so the rest of these stones are basically the Braille the Braille alphabet. It shows you like you are supposed to have like a Braille menu with you in order to complete this quest. So I'll just go ahead and translate this in real time. I already figured out what the other instructions are, but I'll just do this one on camera just to show how people actually had to do it back in the day. So we'll swap back over to the translator. We'll translate this message. So it's kind of, I think it's really cool how they how the Pokemon guys actually. Oh, it's deck over here. There you go. Do I have the TM? No. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I think it's really cool how they put like other interactions with real life stuff into the game. Like normally you would think they would just come up with an in-game language and have you do it like that, have you do it in the in-game like a fictional language, but Pokemon, they actually made it so that you actually have to use real life knowledge in order to progress for in-game events. And this is not the only thing that they did. They actually did, and this is the Regigigas. We'll have to come back after collecting the 3 lesser golems. And this tablet over here, the instructions for it is putting Wailord first and putting Relicaf to at the last spot of your party. So I went ahead and collected those 2 Pokemon, and that's that. So the quest is now fully active. All we have to do is exit this cave, and then we can go and hunt down the 3 golems and catch them, and then come back for the Regigigas. And I think integrating real life and the in-game life is what makes Pokemon particularly popular. That's something that I think Pokemon really does right in its franchise, is the ability to integrate real life events and in-game events. So we'll explore a little bit more of that later on when we get to kind of like the what was it, the Eon ticket, the other events where you have to go to a real life location to pick up the where you have to go to a real life location to pick up an kind of like a code that you can use for in-game events. And that's just something I don't think games do anymore nowadays. Nowadays they just give you like a QR code to scan and that's that. Do I still have enough repel, right? Yes. And there's no instruction to tell you. Oh, what? I just used the repel. How come I... What? Oh, because Wailord is first. That's fine. Wait, can't escape? Okay, I'll have to fight the tentacle then. No, we are not learning Hydro Pump. Okay, let me swap away the Wailord. Alright, so now our repel actually works. But wait, which way am I going? Oh, I'm looking for the swimmer. And like there's nobody to tell you like this quest actually, like you have to complete this quest. And I don't think there's even any instructions on where to go after you complete like that initial stage of the quest. You can only you can only find out where the golems are located just by exploring the map. Whereas nowadays, like the games kind of just handhold you through it, So now, if this is made today, then you can probably expect there to be additional instructions in the cave, or God forbid, like just an announcement in the game telling you where to go after unlocking the 3 caves that houses the golems. And that's something that I really wish the games would bring back, is for like this kind of mystique about the area you are in, the game world, and just let players explore themselves. And that's something that I think games like Dark Souls do really well. And it's probably the reason why they are really successful in like their genre. Okay, so I think this is the only trainer that's kind of in the way, hopefully. Yep. Okay, so this is the ice cave, and over here there's another tablet with the instruction. And I think this one, it tells you you have to loop yourself around the parameters of the cave for like a complete loop, and then by the time you get back to the tablet, then it'll be open. So this is Reggie Ice, one of the 3 golems that we'll be catching for the day. And I think some people say in Vanilla Emerald, if you run away, then the golem will continue staying in the area. But I tested it in this Romhack. If you try to run away, then the golem will go away, and I don't think there's a way to catch them until you reset their position by going back to the Hall of Fame. So I'm just going to toss a Master Ball at it, just to make this a little bit quicker. And these golems aren't really used in player battles anymore, so I'm not really going to be showing what you can run with them. But back when they first came out, they were kind of cool. Okay, so that's one. Oh, and by the time we go to the next, when we get to the next town, we should swap out our team, because we don't need the Wailord and Relicanth anymore. Alright, so the Wailord and Relicanth job are done, so we can bring back our original team members. And I should restore deck to my Zap tile, just in case I forget. Not deck, air slash. Nope, I keep clicking the wrong button. Not the feather badge? Wait, where is air slash? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we are on to the next golem. Yeah, the next golem is inside the desert, and in one of those kind of mountains, not mountains. I don't know what you call these. Like these are what, like caves, maybe? That was previously just completely sealed off. And I think most of these caves, they all have these like 6 kind of stones surrounding it. So that's how you would know you are coming across a cave where the golem is housed. I don't remember what this one is, so let me go back to the translator. Let's see. 3 dots. What? L E. What is this? F? Oh, left? Is that what it is? Yes. Okay, so this is the one with the rock smash TM. So let me go and pick up rock smash. And I think this music is unique to this quest as well. You don't hear that. You don't hear this music in any other parts of the game. Whereas some of the town music or the cave music, they kind of just use them for pretty much every cave and every other town. So that's something cool that I think they are doing with this game. I don't know if that's exclusive to this Romhack or maybe it's in vanilla Emerald as well. But so this tablet basically tells us we have to go left 2 tiles, so 1, 2, and then go down 2 tiles, 1, 2, and then use rock smash. I think this instruction is different depending on which version you are playing. For Ruby and Sapphire, I think you go a different path and you use a different HM as well. So this is Reggie Raw. Oh, I can just click the hotkey. There you go. Okay, so we have 1 more before going back to the original cave. And the translation actually took me quite a while. Obviously, if you can just look it up in game. You can just look it up online now. But when I was doing the pre-run for this, I was actually trying to see how long it would take me to do that, to do the whole thing, including the translation in real time and by myself. And as it turns out, that just took way too long for it to be worth it on camera. So like whenever relevant, I'll try to show off some of how you would do it, but I'm not going to like make everybody sit through the whole thing of me just trying to pick the letters one by one. And this is the last cave, so we can see all these rocks over here surrounding it, kind of like a magic circle, I guess. And this one, the instruction says go to the middle and let your light flourish, which can only mean go to the middle and use flash. And it must have taken them a long time to figure out how to get the HMs to work in the overworld without actually using the HM. Okay, so now that we caught all 3 of the lesser golems, we can go back to the original cave. And if we have the 3 golems with us in the party, then that will activate the black golem. Oh wait, do I want to box my water type? Yeah, I guess that will. Okay, let's make sure I don't mess up the water puzzle. Oh no. This is an ace trainer and I don't have my team. This might be bad. Okay, he only has 3 Pokemon. Rampados, he's going to Rock Smash. Not Rock Smash. What do I do here? Do I just Moonblast? Probably. Rock Slide, this should not KO, hopefully. Oh, no. Charizard, is this a Mega? Hopefully this is a Mega. Yep. Oh, but it's the Fire version. Okay. Charizard has 2 Mega forms. One of them is a Fire Dragon type. The other one is retains the Fire Flying type. And one of them is a physical attacker. But this one in particular is a special attacker. So what is it going to do? Air Slash? Yep. Oh, that? Okay. Huh. Do I switch out? Probably not. Yeah, there's no point in me switching out. Oh, Heat Wave. Some people, because a Mega Charizard Y summons the sun, people usually just run Weather Ball with it, just because you will get a sun up every time you switch into the field anyway. And then some people also run something like Solar Beam, just because you basically every time you're on the field, the sun is always going to be active. Wait, I don't even have a rock type move. Hyper Beam maybe? Nope. Do I use my Holucia? Hopefully he takes me down to my Focus Sash, otherwise this might be problematic. Okay, this should take me down to my Focus Sash. Okay, so now I'm hoping he doesn't have any kind of priority moves on his last Pokemon. And there's no way this Charizard has Quick Attack. Okay, so that was close. Right, so let's use a poke file just in case something else comes up. I don't know why I put on the repel, because there's if you're diving underwater, there's usually no Pokemon unless you wander into like the seaweed area. Okay, so if you have the 3 golems in your party, then you can go talk to this gigantic statue in the middle, and this will awaken the kind of like the boss golem. Yep, so there he is. And when these golems first got introduced, this big one wasn't. No. So the 3 Regis that we have, they were introduced in Generation 3 with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. But Regigigas, this big one, actually wasn't introduced until Generation 4. And in Generation 4, you have kind of like a similar puzzle in order to have access to Regigigas. And Regigigas is kind of unique, so I'll just swap over to the actually no, let's go over to Smogon. So Regigigas has this unique ability called Slow Start, and if you look at the stats of Regigigas, they actually are pretty good. Most of his stats are above 100, except speed and special attack. But it has gargantuan physical attack, so you don't have to worry about special attack anyway. And it's very bulky with 100 in both defense and special defense. And it also has really good health. But the reason why it is not a popular Pokemon is because of the unique ability Slow Start. So on switching every time, so you have your attack and speed get cut by 50% for 5 turns, and this effect triggers every time your Regigigas go into battle. So you can try to stall out like the 5 turns, but then anytime you have to switch out, and then when you come back in, you have to stall out the 5 turns again. And that's why people don't really like to run Regigigas, just because it's such a hassle to even get it going. And I think people figured out a way to get it to work in doubles, where you can like swap your ability to another Pokemon, and maybe that can work somehow. But then that is again lost. Is it lost after you switch out? No, it isn't. Yeah, but then you also have to sacrifice a Pokemon in order to get that to work, so that just ends up being not worth it. Okay, so that's one of the things taken care of. And if we remember the TV from yesterday, they were saying there's a roaming Pokemon. So that's what we are going to be doing for the rest of the episode. So let me box the other ones. Actually, let me turn them over to a different box. Okay, and let me give my Holucia the coverage move. Is it Iron Head? Yeah, I think it's Iron Head. Because we might be able to get another trainer battle before we call it a day. Okay, so if we remember the TV yesterday, it says a Pokemon is roaming the region, and then we ended up picking a Latios just because Latios is a stronger attacker, and because we have also have the entry of Latios in our Pokédex. So what we can do is that we don't actually know exactly where Latios is, but if we come to the Pokédex, then we can select Latios and go to the area, and it will display where Latios currently is, and this area that Latios is roaming gets reset every time you enter a new area. So we can just keep changing our area and basically keep resetting it until Latios is in the same area as we are. So right now we just entered the new area. We can go search. He's not here yet. And we can just keep doing this until Latios is in the same area as we are. So you can just find a city and then head off into the wilds, and then you can, if he's not coming towards you, then you can just go back to the city and go back out. And you can keep doing this until he is in the area you are in. Why is he getting stuck over there? Yeah, so he just moved. So we can, all we have to do is just do this a couple times, and he should be in the same area as we are. Alright, so I think I'll cut out this part, and I'll come back after we get him to be in the same area that we are currently in, just so you guys don't have to keep watching me run back and forth between the gates and the city just to reset the Latios. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, we are back, and I finally got Latios to roam at the same area that we are in. So what we need to do right now is make sure we don't have a repel active, because Latias is going to be set at level 40, and most of our team is going to be above 40. So if you have a repel, then you will never be able to encounter a Latias, Latios. So now that we know we are in the same area as Latios, all we have to do is run around the grass patches and see there he is. And there's no guarantee like he's going to be the first Pokemon that you run into, but as long as you don't change area, then basically he will remain in the same area that he is currently on the entire time until you run up to him. And if you fail to catch him right now, if you try to attack it or something, then he'll just run away. So the best thing to do is just use a Master Ball on it. Alternatively, you can use something like, like Mean Look or something that prevents escaping. You can like Magma Storm, but that does damage, and it's just a whole kind of hassle. And any damage that Latios takes in your first fight will retain with him throughout all the subsequent encounters. So if you bring it down to like red health and then it flies away, then the next time you encounter it, he will be in red health as well. And obviously if you put something like poison on it, then he will be poisoned the next time you see him as well. Okay, so that's one of the two Latias. Not Latias. We'll be going to catch Latias after this one. So normally to catch the other one, you would need something called an Eon ticket. But because the events that I mentioned in earlier this episode, where you have to go to like a real life location to get, they don't run those events anymore. So there's basically no way for you to get them anymore outside of using cheats. But in this Romhack, they actually made it so that you, if you beat this upcoming battle with May, then May will actually be the one to give you the Eon ticket. So that's what we are going to be doing to close out the day, is we are going to be battling May one more time for Rio. And after we beat her, she's going to give us the Eon ticket, and we'll be able to catch the other Lati that we didn't get. And let me make sure I have the correct set that I'm running. Just because I did some shuffling of our skills around. Yep, I don't have my taunt. Oh wait, taunt is a TM. Never mind. I was about to go back to the Poke Center and talk to that trainer, but then I forgot taunt is actually just a TM. There it is. So there are no changes or improvements to May's team. So basically what her team looked like the last time we fought it is the team that she's going to be sticking with. So because we actually improved our team a little bit, this battle should be a little bit easier. And let me make sure I have Iron Head on Horucha. Okay, yep, everything looks good. Energy Ball. Oh, I have to pick up Solar Beam as well. Or maybe we'll save it for the next episode. Yeah, we'll save that for the next episode. Okay, so we can talk to May. Here we are on Route 103 again. Wow, that's so nostalgic, you know? It hasn't been that long since we met here, right? This is where we first battled, isn't it? Yeah. Alex, could you do something for me? What? Come on, let's battle one more time. I mean, we can battle as many times as you want. I want to understand everything about you and your Pokemon, Alex. Oh, okay. I don't know why you are making such a big deal out of it. And then I want you to understand everything about me and mine. Okay, sure. Okay, so she's leading with a Fika Fold, that's probably Sticky Web, so we'll just taunt it. Okay, so he can't use Sticky Web. Oh, I forgot to pick up Power Jam. Hopefully Moonblast does enough. Ah, it's 50%, should be okay. So this Moonblast is going to KO the Fika Fold, then a Blaziken should come out. That's what happened last time we fought, right? You take out the Fika Fold and then the Blaziken comes out, yeah. This time we don't have to cheese it anymore. Let me make sure I taunt it. Just in case it tries to set up something like Swords Dance. Okay, Thunder Punch, that should be a KO on us. And we can now actually swap in our Horucha. And with the Focus Sash, Horucha is going to be at a higher speed even if this Blaziken gets 2 speed boosts. So Swords Dance, and we'll be down to our Focus Sash, and then the next turn we can take him out with Acrobatics. Yep, so down goes the Blaziken, then hopefully the Mimikyu doesn't come out yet. Otherwise this might be a short tenure for our... Okay, so Starmie came out. Acrobatics should score a kill as well. Yeah, I think most of her Pokemon don't have any priority attacks, except for the Mimikyu, so Horucha should be able to just run amok here. At least until the at least until the Mimikyu comes out. And having this pollution over here is such a massive improvement. We only have one of our Pokemon go down, and most of your team are down already. Out comes a Mimikyu. So it doesn't matter what I do here. The Shadow Sneak has +1 priority, so that's going to score a KO. But now that we actually have a Steelix with us, we can toss out the Steelix, and there's no way for the Mimikyu to break through the Steelix. The only thing I have to worry about is Shadow Claw critting, but because Steelix also has decent health, then that shouldn't really be a problem. If we wanted to, we can just set up 6 curses, but that might just be too boring to watch. So I'm just going to set up 3, and that should be enough to take out both this Mimikyu and the next Sarina that comes out. Yeah, so now Shadow Claw isn't even doing any damage to us. The only thing that would do real damage is if Shadow Claw crits, because crits actually ignore any boost in stats. So hopefully that doesn't happen, even though Shadow Claw does have an increased chance to crit. Yep, so he didn't get any crit. So this Gyro Ball will just KO the Mimikyu. And it's really nice to see how far our team have come, because the last time, if you guys remember, when we fought May, we were actually really struggling. We actually had to do all kinds of cheeses in order to get it to work. Yeah, so even high jump kick on the Sarina isn't doing all that much. And we are actually able to do 50% even with the resist. So Steelix is really doing a good job here. Actually, both of our new members are doing a great job. Okay, so that's another 50%. Sarina's going down. Thanks, Alex. You really are a champion. Yep. Meeting so many different people and encountering so many Pokemon. It's been really fun. Okay. Oh, by the way, Alex, I've got something for you. Please take this ticket. Yep. Okay, so that's the story with May fully wrapped up. I think in this Romhack you can come back to rematch May once every day, I think. But her team doesn't get any improvement, so there's really no point to doing that outside if you want to farm some money. Okay, so now that we have the new Eon ticket, we can actually go to Slateport. For some reason it doesn't work if you're in Slateport. I don't know if that's like something with the triggers, or if when it first came out they actually specified you have to go to Lily Cove. But if you try to use the ticket on Slateport, on like the dock in Slateport, then the event wouldn't trigger. Okay, so we talked to this woman. She recognizes the Eon ticket, and then out comes a sailor. I'll tell you, you are trying to reach a tiny spit of an island far in the south, okay? There's no telling what we'll encounter once we reach there, eh? That shivers my timbers. Okay. All aboard. Yep. this is a unique music to this island as well. Those whose memories fade seek to carve them in their hearts. What? What does that even mean? Is this like a Memento thing? You guys remember that movie Memento? Where the guy just tattooed every one of his day on his body? Or was that his day or something else? Okay, so we interact with the egg here, and then either Latias or Latios will come to us, depending on which one is not roaming. And if you're on Vanilla Emerald, then this Latias or Latios would be at level 70, but obviously with this Romhack, the wild Pokemon will scale to our current level. Okay, you know what? I think I'll just go and pick up the solar beam as well. Just so I don't have to go out of our way the next episode to get it. And I don't think I've actually shown off the what is that thing called? The Safari Zone. Yeah, I don't think I showed off the Safari Zone in the regular game, so this would be a good opportunity to show that off. Yep, or I can catch for 500, but I like to play the Safari game. If this is your first time coming, then this guy will tell you need to have the Pokeblock case in order to access the Safari Zone. So we'll have to go back to Lily Cove. And I guess the idea for the Pokeblock case is kind of like the like the coin cave for the gambling area, where you need a case to pick up the coins in order to trade them for prizes, was it? Hello, this is the reception counter for Pokemon contests. Oh, it appears that you don't have a Pokeblock case yet. In that case, we'll need to provide you with this. Yep. Okay, yep, so we got what we came for. We don't care about the Pokeblock contest. So we are now able to go back to the Safari Zone, and we can actually enter. Safari Zone in the vanilla games are basically areas for you to catch rare Pokemon that are usually not native to your generation. So in a Gen 3 game like this, then the Safari Zone would be a good place to catch Generation 1 and Generation 2 Pokemon, because there are no way for you to visit those regions. And obviously in a Romhack like this, that would be a place for us to catch kind of like the regional forms. Oh. Yeah, like the regional forms or some of the other variants. But mostly I'm here to pick up the TM for Solar Beam, because Solar Beam normally takes 2 turns to use, but I discovered that our Mega Sceptile actually have a new ability that charges up all of his grass type attacks in 1 turn. Actually, it does more than that. Our Mega Sceptile has the ability called Chloroplast, and there's a ability that's unique to this Romhack. And what it does is that it makes it so your Sceptile behaves as if it is always in the sun. And because Solar Beam can go off in 1 turn during the sun, then Solar Beam on our Mega Sceptile will always go off in 1 turn. And it also affects other things like your growth but we don't use growth on our sap tile, so I'm not going to explain that. The Rhyhorn is one of those Pokemon that is from Generation 1, but I don't really care, because the complete evolution of a Rhyhorn isn't all that good anyway. Because it's kind of like a Steelix, it has a crippling weakness to special attacks, so even though it has a really good physical attack and physical defense, it's not that useful, just because in addition to having a crippling weakness to special attacks, it also has a 4 times weakness to grass type and water type attacks. Yep, so this is an area for the Acrobike. Oh, actually, we might be able to get the Acrobike if we go back to more file. And basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm just exploring the rest of this area until the time is up. I think each entry into the Safari Zone you have 600 steps total before the bell is called and you run out of time. So let's go back to mobile and see if I can pick up the other bike. I guess not. Yeah. I think, what is it, in the Generation 6 remake games, once you become the champion, you can come back to the shop and talk to the owner and he will give you the other bike as well, the other bike that you don't have, so you end up being able to hold 2 bikes in your inventory, but I guess not in this one. But I guess that's good. That's a good place to call a stop for the day. We've completed the Reggie quest, we have picked up the Solar Beam TM, and we also picked up the 2 Latis. Next episode, what are we doing next episode? I think next episode we might be finally going towards the end of the game and fighting off all the other champions that we didn't have a chance to fight. So come back next episode. I'll try to get it up sooner than I normally could, but I think the weekend is basically where you can expect it. So next episode we'll be finishing up the game for good. So I guess this would be a good place to stop. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.